Matthew Bell, and joining me today for commentary is Luke Wivington. Luke, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Matt.
Right, so we've got one more round for today, and we've gone...
We did a poll. We did a poll for it because we wanted to see exactly what you guys wanted, and over 50% of you, at the time I took the poll, finished looking at the poll, decided that you wanted to see old school anti-meta. Now, I'm talking Banisher, I'm talking Fossil Diner.
Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer.
Kaiku, Destroyer of Ghosts. He is being played in this anti-meta deck.
With 3 card demise.
Also
it's not the problem.
Throwing in artifacts and card of demise. The Enabler is what I'm going to call it from now on.
The Enabler.
The Enabler.
I think a card of demise is like just chemical X. You add it to any deck and all of a sudden it's just like, rah, it's super and awesome and stuff.
Yeah.
Apart from Satella Knights, like the vendor was trying to sell me on earlier. Like he was pushing that so hard.
It wasn't working out. He's playing 20 trap cards. That is half of the cards he is playing in his deck are trap cards. He's going to draw some trap cards. He's playing multiple Mirror Forces. He's playing Macrocosmos.
Yeah, Macrocosmos. Starlight Road even.
Yeah, Starlight Roads. Drowning Mirror Force.
Chaos Trap Holes. Just generally the work. So this format, he's very much teched out his back row lineup to handle this. He's going to be playing. Merlin is going to be playing. Sorry, I don't think we mentioned it. It's Merlin Schumacher.
Yeah, Merlin Schumacher.
Our player who's from Germany, who's actually going to be playing against Robert Grant, who is playing the Pendulum deck. We heard your cries, please, 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 not Monarch, and so we've got lucky, and we haven't got Monarch against the old school meta deck.
Yeah.
So is there anything interesting about this? Because I know that you were a really big player of the Pendulum deck right before you joined Konami.
Yeah, it's really standard. He's playing kind of the build that everyone else is playing at the moment. You know, using all of the little odd eyes monsters to be able to fill in the gaps with Sky Iris. He's main decking a couple of Mystical Space Typhoons. You know, not completely out of the ordinary. Playing Odd Eyes Fusion, a little bit weird, not completely strange.
I like Vortex Dragon. Is that the extra monster he's playing it with?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, Vortex Dragon. So, you know, that, and then the monster lineup is standard. You know, the Odd Eyes, Pendulum Dragons, Pendulum Sorcerer, he's playing Kirins, he's playing a couple of Unicorns. It's pretty standard performer pal lineup, really.
Yeah, and he's XO at the moment as well. In a
Both
format,
players are XO.
In a format that was pretty much Cosmo and Monarch favoured. We're looking at 2 XOs that are neither of these types. I've got to give credit to Merlin. The fact that he's made it this far into the tournament must mean that his deck is really, really doing its job here. Because traditionally, you can find with these anti-meta decks that they kind of misfire, or the opponent goes off and does their combo first, and then you don't get anywhere. But that doesn't seem to be the case. He's XO with Banisher of the Radiance, main decked in 2016.
Yeah. Right. So let's head over to the table.
Okay, the players are just waiting to start. I'm sure they'll just get their notification from the judge saying that they're ready. And here we go. I saw Luster, Mystical Space Typhoon, Maxi, and... Oh, I missed that last card because he shuffled up too fast. Sky Iris for Robert Grant.
So we've got a notification here saying that Merlin's going first. I think that's probably favourable for him. So he can settle his trap cards.
I think Merlin would have been grinning ear to ear when he saw that.
Yeah. So Merlin's hand here, a Pot of Duality, Banisher, Stormstrike, Mirror Force, Kaiku. So we're going to see what he gets off Pot of Duality to complete his hand here.
Yeah, because that's really interesting. Because he's because of the monster, the double monsters in his hand, it's going to make any card of the Demise draw pretty bad. Oh, Sanctum. Actually, that Sanctum has so much mind games to Robert, because Robert did actually draw Mystical Space Typhoon, and simply by showing his opponent a Sanctum...
He's got double Mystical Space Typhoon.
Oh, that's amazing. Just simply by showing his opponent that Sanctum, he basically blanks his opponent's option to play Mystical Space Typhoon.
Yeah.
Well, you can technically just play it, and when you don't control any other cards, and you'd be like, yeah, that's fine, but then your opponent gets Artifact Scythe off of it.
Yeah, and then you just can't play anymore.
And then the Pendulum deck is going to be quite far behind. He's also looking at 3 back rows, so that 2 Mystical Space Typhoon start would have been really, really good until that Sanctum was revealed.
I don't actually think he can do much with his hand. He can't go very many places. I mean, Sky Iris is going to have to be used.
Merlin's side deck just unsleeved. Oh my god, you can just hear 1,000 people crying right now. That's incredible.
It is, yeah. So, yeah, his only real play is to play with Sky Iris, but again, Banisher's on the field.
Yeah, so if he gets destroyed, gets banished, Pendulum monsters will not go to the extra deck in this circumstance.
Yeah, it's that's really, really interesting, actually.
Oh, this is just another beautiful matchup for Merlin.
Yeah.
The wizard himself.
Yeah, it's going to get destroyed and it's going to get banished if he wants to go search with Sky Iris. That's actually really rough.
Yeah,
It's getting banished.
he is going to give us a
putting
card.
cards in the middle of the board, and our feature match judge keeps telling him to move them.
Please keep that area free. We need to know when it's end of match procedure.
Yeah,
Even though we've just started.
Yeah, so he's going to go and search for the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon.
Yeah, but your thing is even if he destroys that in the end phase to search, that card will get the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon will get banished.
Yeah.
Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon does destroy itself in the end phase, right? It doesn't just send itself to the extra deck.
No, it
Definitely destroys.
Yeah. Something that is really interesting is someone just pointed out that Merlin's playing with Ultimate Pot of Dualities, but he has common banishes.
Come on, guys.
Quite funny.
I imagine he just decided on the morning, hey, I need these banishers, and then ran around and just grabbed whatever he could.
Yeah. So, just double check on that. Yeah, so you've got to destroy... You still get the search, fortunately.
Okay, yeah, he's going to try and luster over, but he knows that there's a Sanctum down, so you could very easily just see a Moraltech coming out.
Yeah, I think that might be...
And Moraltech will then take the luster out of the game.
Banish, banish.
Completely. Yeah, I feel like you want to go for the Sanctum. Your opponent could Draco face off, I guess. But does he have it? No, I don't believe he does.
What, right now?
Yeah, I don't think Robert Grant has Draco face off. I'm trying to think of any sort of tricks he could do in the battle phase to. Yeah, here we go. We're going to see the Sanctum. That's almost certainly going to be a Moraltech. I mean, Artifact's Life is on the table, but we're just taking a quick second to read that.
Yeah.
Oh, mostly because he's considering Max C from his hand, I imagine.
Yeah, so he can't play that under Banisher.
Yeah. But now that he's seen the Artifact Sanctum go, he could be a little bit braver to push out those 2 Mystical Space Typhoons in his hand if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think doing so kind of reveals that then he doesn't really have any cards to play with.
Yeah, I think he's going to set them.
Yeah, in fact, the ability to bluff here is actually way more important than him actually just taking those cards away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So he going to get a Monkey Board?
Oh, Monkey Board. The problem is, it's like, he has no extra deck to play with. Like, the only monster in his hand is Max C, so even if he goes Monkey Board, search scale, set the scale, all he has is a Max C, so he's pretty much depending on his next draw, because the 2 cards are MST.
Yeah.
Mystical Space Typhoon.
It's all about getting Pendulum Sorcerer out and being able to use Pendulum Sorcerer to kind of get that engine going. I mean, his Luster Dragon is banished.
Yeah, he's so far behind losing that Luster Dragon, right?
Yeah, well, it's a massive deal because you just need it for a lot of the combos. Let's have a look at how many Unicorns. So he plays 2 Unicorns, so it's not like a Sky Iris.
Merlin, looking in the past and doesn't want to get caught out by Drowning Mirror Force, actually switches his Banisher of the Radiance to Defense mode.
Yeah.
Which implies that he's drawn another defensive card to keep that Banisher. So we're going to see Mystical Space Typhoon on the one he just sets. I believe that was Mirror Force, actually, and
Everything's getting banished.
Mystical Space Typhoon.
He's going to decide, he's probably going to roll a dice.
Yeah, but
No, most people just pick.
that's also that was definitely Mirror Force. But Merlin, like every single one of his cards here, actually finds a way to protect. Unless that's Starlight Road, he's got set face down.
Yeah, he's got a few things that can't really protect it, like Swarm Strike.
Okay. Well, he has Drowning Mirror Force as well, which I suppose he can't use. But
Still,
oh,
I think that Banisher's done its job.
at this point, yeah, it's put Robert far behind. Robert's had to actually use real cards to try and assemble this pendulum scale, and he's not gotten these resources back.
Wow. So Monkey Board went and got Sorcerer. He had to take that risk, and now he got striked, and that's his turn up.
Yeah, well, he's got a warning in hand and a Max C, but his life points are so low. These 2 attacks are going to put him well below his ability to actually use that warning effectively.
Yeah.
Wait, is that yes 45? Yeah, that's gonna. Sorry, 36. And Kaiku, there we go.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, here's the warning,
Yeah.
and then 2 direct attacks. Actually, that doesn't take him out of the game.
No. Well, does now. 100 out of 39, so he's going all the way down to 200 life points.
And Card of Demise. Wow, Merlin just hitting the nitro boost in his race car right now.
Yeah. He definitely just revved it up.
Completely.
So 2 back rows. We didn't get to see what was.
There's a reason Seto Kuiper was playing that card.
Yeah. Very, very strong.
He's
Summoning a Maxi.
I like how Merlin does the emergency when you're playing the
Oh my
anti-meta. Quick, that's a threat. I've got to see if I can use something.
Quick, I better defend from this Maxi.
Like, that's just the mindset he's in. He's just expecting to defend against something, not just like, yeah, here's my Max C.
Yeah. I mean, he can pendulum summon at this point. He can go and search for whatever he wants. There's 2 Odd Eyes monsters that are being used as scales now. Odd Eyes Light Phoenix and
Unicorn.
The Unicorn, yeah.
But he's got no extra deck. He's on 200 life points, no extra deck. He's literally... Okay, he's going for the Odd Eyes Fusion to go for Vortex Dragon.
Yeah.
Actually, he can't.
I think he can.
No, if his opponent controls 2 special summon monsters, I believe you can play it and use Odd Eyes monsters in your extra deck.
Oh, yeah, and they don't have to go to the graveyard.
Is it 2 monsters or 2 special summon monsters? 2 or more monsters you don't control. Okay, so he can go for the Odd Eyes Fusion here.
Yeah. That was actually a really good turn from here.
It's desperation, really.
So he's.
I mean, at least he's doing something other than picking his cards up.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm coming off overly harsh to Robert. Unfortunately, he's playing against this really brutal setup for Merlin, and Merlin going first and hitting his card demise after he's made Robert walk through this tar pit of traps.
Yeah, absolutely. So this Vortex Dragon is going to be able to just sit in defense mode right now. If Merlin doesn't have anything on summon, in all honesty, he's going to be able to sit on that for a while.
You can also negate a card once per turn by sending face-up pendulum monsters from his extra deck, which he doesn't have. Bottom of the scrap hole.
There you go.
I think Robert picks up his cards here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's no real way for him to out this.
Yeah, because all of his cards have been getting banished. He's it's so strong.
Where did the Morale Tag go?
Back to his hand, because the Vortex Dragon, when it's Fusion Summon, returns.
Oh yeah, to return a card. Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a Lizard Draw to draw 1 card.
That wasn't the greatest driver. I saw it was a Pendulum Sorcerer.
Yeah, he's going to pick up his cards.
Wow.
I don't want to be overly wrathful on Robert. He made the best of a bad situation. It just Merlin's deck did what Merlin's deck was designed to do, and that's just make it miserable to play.
Yeah.
So we're going to see them shuffling up. Really interestingly, I don't believe Robert is going to have anything in his extra deck. Trap stuns. He has 2 strap stuns. That is actually huge.
Chaos Trap Hole for like all of the kind of normal summon cards.
The Banishers, the
Kaikus.
Kaikus, the Thunder King Rye, the Morale Attack, the Artifact Scythe.
Yeah. He's not going to do too well against the Artifact Scythe.
Oh, he's got Pure Iron Wall as well. Cards can't be banished.
Yeah, but I don't think that's not something he's going to really want to invest too much in, I don't think.
I feel like
I think the trap stuns.
Merlin actually, if the opponent flips up in Imperial Iron Wall, they've kind of used up one of their cards to try and stop you from banishing all their cards for what your guy was doing for free. And if you've got as many traps and card of demise, it's very possible that your opponent losing that card is too big a deal. But Robert going first is knowing what he's playing against now.
Yeah.
Is going to probably commit to a very, very big field early on.
Let's have a look at what Merlin has in his side deck here. So he doesn't actually have any anti-spell fragrance, which I would expect to go in this matchup. It's not a lot for the matchup other than maybe Eccentric Archfiend.
Yeah, he's not really prepared for the Pendulum matchup, because I guess he just assumed his main deck is just so well suited.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's the case. I think that's absolutely the case. His matchup against Pendulum is so good. He doesn't really need to side deck for it. So let's see if Robert manages to make a much better set of plays.
So if you're going first as Robert, what's your idea turn 1 opener against Merlin here?
Oh, you just make a massive board and hope that they don't have a Mirror Force. I think it's going to be some nice pendulum plays with Dinoster and Magister. Really get set up so that if your opponent does have a lot of back row, so you can grind through it. There is possibilities for you to grind through back row in the pendulum deck. You just didn't have the cards to do that.
Well, the cards would have been fine for it if they weren't getting banished, because they all would have been all the things like Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon would have been going to the extra deck, and you would have got all that back, and that would have been able to stand toe to toe with Merlin's Field. But
Yeah.
that was just a curse of losing a die roll there. Right, so we're going to get the hands sent through to us in just a second.
I see Merlin with just 5 trap cards.
I think I saw a Kaiku in there.
Is there a Kaiku in? It just looks like a sea of purple.
The original Labyrinth of Nightmare 1800 attack monster that immediately replaced your 7-coloured fish because he did.
Oh, it is.
something
It
else.
is just 5 trap cards.
Oh, it is 5 trap cards. Going seconds. That is
Phantom Knight Break Sword.
that is
right.
terrible.
Chaos Trapple. Oh, he's using Phantom Knight Break Sword so that his
Banisher and
can't be
Kaiku
attacked.
It can still be attacked, but it gains 800 attack and a damage step.
Does it?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Robert's cards, which
yeah.
is Perform Power Turtle, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Odd Eyes Phoenix. I believe that's Dragon Face Off,
yeah,
and Solemn Warning.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think he's in a better position this time. It's all about the Draco Face Off coin flip, to be honest.
Do you reckon his hand is made or broke by?
Not made or broke, but it's one is preferable to the other. But I think he's playing 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which is a little bit strange for me. I think it's quite slow.
Well, actually, with the Odd Eyes Phoenix and the Unicorn, it's now very possible to pump this dragon up to huge attacks, and he does double damage.
Yeah.
Whenever it swings. So you can actually push more than 3,000 damage over an opponent's monster for an attack, which is huge.
Okay, they're trying to decide how to roll for it.
I think that's exactly what Merlin wanted, to be honest.
Yeah.
He
don't
can
know
always
where
get the
he's-
Luster Dragon back, actually.
Yeah. I don't know where he's going to keep Lecter.
Actually, maybe he wanted the Luster in the Pendulum Zone. No, it wouldn't have mattered, because Robert could have arranged it either way, so...
Yeah. So Guitar Tool. You can put that and the Phoenix in the small zone and be able to summon the pendulum. Yeah, there you go.
Kiwi just making sure that the field is laid out the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so you're going to get...
Makes it a bit easier for us here on the stream when cards are laid out correctly.
Yeah, so he's going to get to draw a card from Guitar Tool. I don't know what he drew.
Is only Pendulum Summon for one monster, though.
Yeah, so it can't have been a monster that you can pendulum summon. Looks like a pendulum monster, but I don't know what it is.
It's probably going to go Paladin here, right? Or do you think... He's not going to go into Ignister, right?
No, it won't be
Dinosaur.
Ignister. It'll either be Dinosaur or Magister.
I think it's got to be Magister. Actually, no, because if he wants to get double use out of him, it makes sense to go Dinosaur first, but then he can't use a Dinosaur's effect.
Yeah. I think Dinosaur's probably the better option because it's big.
Oh,
Okay, it is good
straight into the Ignister for the
I wasn't
summon.
expecting that at all.
He hasn't used his normal summon yet, so he could still make the Paladin and then use the Paladin to get back another Draco monster.
Oh yeah, of course. If he's going to summon a pendulum monster now, he's got another pendulum monster in hand. Then he might be able to do that.
You find it risky committing to that Dinosaur this early? I suppose maybe in this matchup, maybe not so much, but the Ignister seems to be so incredibly important in many of your matchups that using it earlier is actually a giant risk to your late game.
Yeah,
Well,
I think in this particular matchup it's probably not that bad, just because you know that your opponent can't really make too many big offensive plays.
Yeah, like Merlin's actual monsters are quite small on the push when they're attacking. Like none of them actually come anywhere close to it. That's just mostly the amount of disruption that Merlin is playing.
Yeah, that was a very strange set of plays. So he decided to use Ignister's effect so that he could put Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon in his extra deck, in his pendulum zone, so that he could then use his effect. I guess just having a big Ignister there is good enough.
Yeah, he's actually got his extra deck pretty stacked there. There's 3 monsters in there, all of which have reasonable attack. And he's guaranteed he's got a complete skull next turn, even if Merlin's able to take away the Guitar.
Yeah, in all honesty, Guitar Tool isn't a big enough scale to get Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon back, so it's not too good to have that in the extra deck, I think.
Why is Merlin playing free Mirror Force instead of like Blazing Mirror Force or?
He's playing Banisher. If you summon Banisher and play Mirror Force, you're banishing all your opponent's guys.
Yeah, but I guess there's no point playing Storming that returns them to our hand because you want to get them destroyed. I just like wondering, because Blazing Mirror Force, you get the burn damage out of it as well.
Yeah.
Or do you only get the burn damage based on the cards that go to the graveyard?
Yeah, because I think.
And also you can't play
well.
it if you're losing. And considering the amount of counter traps and chaos trap balls he's playing, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought about. I thought about that earlier when I was talking about it with who was I now I was talking about it with about having the ability to destroy all your opponent's Cosmo ships and then banish them all straight away. That'd be a cool thing to do to Mirror Force them all away.
Ooh, Solemn Strike getting shot down by the Archfiend Eccentric.
Yeah.
Oh,
and another.
You can only use Archfiend Eccentric once per turn now, right?
You can still activate it though.
You can activate it as a scale, but it's a scale 7, so he's got 6/7.
6/7.
But he's going to use Ignister, I guess, to shuffle something away.
Yeah.
Mystical Space Thing. He's going for the Mystical Space Thing, knowing that Merlin's does hide
Artifact Sanctum.
Artifact Sanctums under there.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to use the Eccentric to pop that away. That's actually going to be quite good because he's going to be able to summon those Archfiend Eccentrics because he's got a monkey board.
Yeah, but after he goes, no
Strike.
Yeah, that actually leaves him scale locked for this turn as well, actually. So he's not going to be able to pendulum summon any of his monsters back.
Yeah.
But next turn, obviously, he'll be able to distribute the Archfiend Eccentric to clear his pendulum scales again.
Someone was just saying in chat that Denko would have been quite good there.
Yeah, well, no one plays Denko anymore. Oh, that is horrible reveals because you're forced to take the Sanctum.
I think it was.
Oh no, I think the worst part is revealing the 2 artifact monsters, which are actually the only 2 artifact monsters he plays. So all 3 of those cards were right next to each other in the deck.
Yeah.
Perhaps he's lucky he didn't just naturally draw that way.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd have been alright because
he just flipped the Sanctum and then shuffled the deck.
Yeah. So Merlin continues more back row.
Yeah. Well, as long as Robert doesn't target either of the 2 spell traps on the left, the chance of him actually using Eccentric to accidentally trigger the Sanctum. Because as soon as he goes to activate the monkey board, I imagine we might see an artifact. He seemed happy about
absolutely was ecstatic about that.
But if you see artifact Scythe here, it will stop him actually making an extra X summon this turn.
So he's going to play Turtle's Effect to draw 1. He's going to play Lizard Draw's Effect to draw 1. Oh, he's going now. He's cooking with gas. He's ready.
Oh, he just drew Sky Iris as well. So that guarantees he gets a scale.
Yeah, and he's still going to put it in a place where the feature match judge is going to tell him not to.
Kiwi really on top of his stuff this weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just blasting those away.
You're going to see Monkey Board, Acrobat Joker, and then whatever scale.
I think he might have this here, but at the same time, I don't think he's got the ability to get rid of 3 back rows.
Well, the thing is, he knows the far right card is Artifact Sanctum, or either the 2 cards on the right is Artifact Sanctum.
Actually, hold up. He could just flip Sanctum and summon Scythe.
Yeah, and then his opponent can't play it's not going to be able to do anything this turn.
Yeah.
But then Merlin doesn't have an ability to OTK, so this is a very short-lived strategy. He does get a chance to draw Card of Demise. He's got 2 more Pot of Dualities in his deck. He's got 3 Card of Demise. He has Gold Sarcophagus, and he doesn't want to draw that.
I don't know why the Gold Sarcophagus is in there. I don't get it.
Just, it's a good question. I can't actually think of it. Actually, because he's expecting the game to go long, he's not going to OTK. So I guess in his earlier turns, it makes sense to just activate the Sanctum and say, hey, I can make sure I have any card I need, because I actually can't beat you that fast.
Yeah, so Monkey Board's going to go get...
He doesn't get the Acrobat Joker, because he's worried about a Solemn Strike. Even though he saw Strike and a Warning go down to his back row removal, Merlin's kind of got his head in his hands, which is kind of... based on how experienced Merlin is, I actually imagine that's kind of making his opponent fall into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
There it is. Does he go for the Sanctum Scythe? Sanctum Scythe, as we thought.
He needs to read them. Quick read. Okay, so he's going to Warning. Oh, but then Sanctum's going to get its effect.
Oh, because he's destroying a Sanctum. Oh, you can take away the scale.
Yeah. What did he have in hand? I can't remember what his last card in hand is, but it is a scale.
Hopefully Merlin remembers, because it's going to decide whether or not he loses the game here. Actually, he does have a Mirror Force down there. Why not? Or Drowning Mirror Force. Drowning Mirror Force would be so savage.
If he can pendulum... Oh, actually, he can't. He's got to hit Skyris.
Oh, of course, because he can't target the scales. No. Yeah, he's just telling him that Sky Iris is in play.
Yeah.
Well, Merlin could have another strike to handle this pendulum summon.
Yeah, it's very possible. Or another Chaos Trapple. Or Bottomless.
Yeah, there's so many things Merlin could have that I feel like a big pendulum summon here is super risky.
But I think he's got enough. Look at
Oh,
that.
like he can do 2 full pendulum summons almost.
Yeah, not fantastic ones, but
Okay, so he's playing around the possible bottomless trapple.
has he got anything crazy in his extra deck that could be used with those rank 3 monsters?
Did he
No, I
play
think it's
Ground Pulse or something?
No, nothing like that. No, nothing like that. However, there's a really cool thing with Blizzard Draw about how when monsters are destroyed on your side of the field, when you've got other performer pals, you get to draw quite a lot of cards from it. So that's the thing. This is the key card right here. You only need one of the Draco Slayer monsters to start doing all these crazy combos with Dinosaur and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like Merlin's overbaking it a little if he's going to strike it.
No, he's let the summon resolve. Now he's choosing to use Odd Eyes Unicorn. Does that work that way? I thought it because I remember quite a few people wrote articles about the card and they actually had it wrong. Odd Eyes Unicorn.
Yeah, so while it's in the Pendulum Zone, when an Odd Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target another performer pal monster, and the monster that is attacking gains attack.
Right, okay, so this is correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember a lot of people thought originally that the performer pal gained the attack
Yeah.
of the attacking monster, which
No,
is
it's the Odd Eyes monster.
okay. Oh, Merlin taking huge damage here.
Yeah.
Card of Demise, Regeki, and Banisher.
That would be pretty good.
Oh,
But he's
he's not even
to
going to be able to use it now because the Odd Eyes Fusion
negate.
will give him a free negation next turn.
Yeah.
And he'll even get to return one of those face down cards back to Merlin's hand, so if either of those trap cards are usable, they're going to have to be reset.
Yeah, so there's Vortex Dragon. He's just going to pass here and he's going to feel safe. There's so many cards in the extra.
Oh, he doesn't actually return a card to his opponent's hand. He doesn't activate it for fear of Storm Strike, and Merlin's going to just pick up his cards. So it wasn't Card of Demise.
Nope. Wow. What a complete...
No, even if it was Card of Demise, he was just going to get negated by Vortex
What a
Dragon.
completely turn of events. Completely turn of events here. Robert
saw-
just went all out there.
He played that very well, and if you look at every time one of his Merlin's trap cards got sniped, they were really important trap cards
Yeah.
to that particular situation.
Yeah, I think he really just made the right shots with Mystical Space Typhoons and various other cards that he was using to clear out back row there.
But he is unfortunately facing the hardest situation, which is a really difficult matchup going second.
Yeah, because Merlin's just going to be able to set like a full set of back rows.
Yeah, we could see Full House. Wait, no, Full House isn't being played by Robert, which is a card that's actually started to see play because of the Demise Klee decks.
Yeah.
And also it's pretty good against Pendulum as well. Actually, a few people have been talking about Denko Sekka. We've kind of seen that one completely vanish from competitive play at the moment, haven't we? Even though that there is the set 5 decks.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem is because on the best matchups in the format, they really don't care about your Denko Sekka.
Yeah.
And you could side it, but then you're literally siding a card that for matchups that you don't consider the best matchups.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an awkward one. It helps your rogue matchups significantly, but
Just you're losing space.
you're losing
I think
valuable space.
I think the way that it works nowadays is you've got to pick with there being such a large amount of decks in this meta currently. I think you've got to pick the side deck cards which are good against multiple decks in the meta. Otherwise, you
can't afford the
just
space.
Yeah, you can't afford the space. You just don't get the value out of those side deck slots, and they're very important. So again, Robert probably doesn't have much for this. He saw both mystical. Am I right in saying that he saw both mystical space typhoons in both games?
No, that's right. He saw two mystical space typhoons in his opening hand, and then he saw two mystical space. Was it two mystical space in that game?
I think it was.
One.
It might have been, but
One
he's seen it.
Ignister, and he used Archfiend Eccentric to take out another spell.
Oh yeah, it was Archfiend Eccentric, yeah. So he's playing, how many Archfiend Eccentrics? 2. So those 2, as well as 2 Mystical Space Typhoons is, that's a reasonable amount of destruction. So I'm really excited to get a picture of Merlin's hand come through here.
Well,
Wow.
Merlin's hand is... Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Double Strike, Fossil Diner, Mirror Force, and Pot of Avarice.
Hot duality.
Duality.
Avarice would be
If
a
he
bit
was
weird
playing
now,
Avarice, that would be a little weird.
It's like, what's he going to do?
He's got Trapstone.
Oh, Trapstone, there we go.
Opens Trapstone.
That's actually really cool. Trapstone, Solemn Warning, Odd Eyes Phoenix, Regeki, and Lizard Draw.
Yeah.
Form Power Lizard Draw. Oh, Macrocosmos getting added to his hand. So the thing is Merlin can't actually close this game out very fast because of the type of deck he's playing. Robert's Trapstone is going to let him make one big play, and he needs to make that count. And he doesn't really have... Although he has the Trapstone, he still has to deal with that Fossil Diner through all that back row. Well, he's got the Regeki, he's got the Odd Eyes, so he can actually just... He has to do this like over 2 turns.
I wouldn't play Regeki now. Yeah, I just set a couple of cards and then pass.
The thing is, if he plays Odd Eyes Dragon and tries to just assess a few cards and activates the Odd Eyes, Merlin's going to chain the Microcosmos. Oh, he's going to just try and trade them.
Oh yeah, it's 12, isn't it?
Yeah. Merlin's probably going to... He does have
I
access
think
to
he
Mirror
has to. I think he has to defend here. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess he's chosen not to attack, and then he's just saving himself on life points there.
Yeah.
Must be.
And there's Macrocosmos, so for when the...
Yeah, Phantom Dragon's gonna get banished instead.
I guess Monkey Board.
Yep. This is going to be a massive blowout for Robert here if he manages to resolve this Trapstone. I remember when I was playing Infernity and I was playing Trapstone, I used to just flip it up in standby phase and just look at my opponent in the eyes and be like,
oh, you
this
said in the
okay?
eyes playing this filth. You could look at them after you did
I
this.
looked him in the eyes and just said, can we proceed?
Guys, does it resolve?
Does it resolve? So here we go, standby phase. We're in Robert's standby phase here.
Merlin would be fine if you just play one Wabaku. Just chain the Wabaku to the...
Is this okay? Merlin, is this okay?
Actually, no, I think Merlin's actually is okay with this because... Oh no, he's got the Regeki as well, hasn't he? Of course, so he can actually...
It resolved. Trapstone resolved.
Oh, Merlin, this is about to get really, really hairy for you.
Yeah, the Trapstone was banished. Oh no, it's not.
It's
Yeah.
Fossil Diner.
Oh wow. Okay, so if Robert can make a really explosive play here, then that's just gonna...
Merlin does have a opportunity to clear out on the following turn because he does have a Mirror Force.
Yeah, but
And Macro.
But I think this is... I can't see Robert's hand, but this could be it. Monkey Board get Joker. Joker get something with a large scale, and then just all out.
Actually, yeah, he could put Merlin very low. I'm not sure if he can actually close based on the number of spells and traps he drew.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think because of Macrocosmos putting the Odd Eyes Splendor Dragon out of play, I think that might be the thing that makes it impossible for him to do it. I think he has to get the Unicorn.
He's going to be able to put enough life point damage in there that Merlin's counter traps are going to be very difficult for him to continue resolving throughout the match.
He can still play Mirror Force though.
He still can play Mirror Force with Macro.
Now Merlin realizes he didn't realize when he played the Trapstone, but now he realizes.
Yeah, it all kind of makes sense.
So he's got a 1 and a 6.
Lizard draw as well, so he can draw.
Yeah, I don't think he's got it. No, Robert doesn't have it here. Nowhere near.
He can pendulum summon the Phoenix.
Phoenix and the.
How much do you got? 2 Phoenix, 2,000, 3,800, 5,000, 6,000 if he tributes to Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't think he can't go anywhere from here.
Yeah, he can't. He can't close the game. He can do 6,800, I believe, because the Phoenix you contribute it to add a 1,000 attack or something. He's got Lizard Draw as well, actually, so...
Yeah, just people keep saying...
Oh, it's another Trapstone he's just drew, I think.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, that is sick.
Everything's happening here. Yeah, if he's just drawing another Trapstone. That would be amazing.
Oh, well, Merlin could theoretically close the game out if he tops his Regeki, because his Macrocosmos is going to be... Actually, if he plays the Regeki, his opponent is going to be forced to chain the trap stun or risk losing everything.
Okay. I've just been informed it was a trap stun.
It is a trap stun, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I imagine Merlin is going to be quite upset about that.
Yeah. Wow. That is pretty amazing.
Very, really interesting that he chose to play trap stun. I guess again, Demise play, he needs to be able to make a play. All he needs to do is break the field open from one turn.
So Merlin's on 1,200 life points. I don't know what he's going to draw to come back from this.
This guy's back row full, so unless he can boot anything out of his back row,
That's
even
it.
yeah, trap stun.
Is this okay? Is this okay? Is the trap
Handshake.
Oh, wow.
Gold sarcophagus. Yeah, it's a gold sarcophagus he drew. Look at all that. Answers.
Oh, wow.
To trap stun, which just said no thank you.
Oh, wow. That was amazing.
Yeah, double trap stun back to back. That's just horrible for the anti-meta deck. Unfortunately, we're not going to have an interview for today because we're going to be closing out very soon so we can actually start closing down, get the people out of the venue.
That was amazing. He just looked him directly in the eye and said, "Is this trap stun okay?"
Well, we don't know if he looked him dead in the eye. You would, because you're that
Look
guy.
him dead in the eye and say, "Is this trap stun okay?" Twice.
That guy. Two back-to-back turns as well.
And
'cause-
Regeki.
Oh yeah, and he had the Regeki
Is
for the full stun. Like that couldn't have gone any better for
Yeah,
Robert.
couldn't have gone any better.
Considering how, like the first game he got completely dominated. Yeah, that last game was just.
Is Regeki? Is this okay, Regeki?
It's like the last round, Rocky Balboa coming out and just swinging,
Yeah,
and it's
that
just
wa-
like, whoa, what's happening here?
That was a 1-2 punch. Trap stun, Regeki, went in, and then it was like, hold on, you just got back up?
And he resolves the whole field, and it's like, wow, what again? That's just mad. Wow, we've had quite a day here on the commentary desk. We had a few technical issues earlier. We're hoping this is going a lot better for you guys. We had our early feature match, Oliver Newton, who I believe is still in contention as defending national champion.
Yeah.
We had a couple of other big names. Merlin goes on he goes undefeated now. Robert goes on undefeated, playing the Perform Pal Pendulum deck.
Yeah, going into the last round, we had Luke Parks, who was on our feature match table earlier. I think it was playing Cosmo.
I think it was Cosmo, right?
Yeah, I think he was playing Cosmo. He's going in undefeated into that last round. Raimondas, the Cypherane player, goes in to the last round. So we've not got all the results yet, obviously. He goes into the last round still undefeated. Sam Shepard as well, we saw on the feature match table, he's going into the last round undefeated. Bradley Wood, again, going into the last round undefeated. These are the top kind of 5 or so tables. All these people are on those top tables.
So we've had quite a few features of players that have done really well.
Yeah, so Jared Stone, we were talking about him earlier. He was the one who really pioneered the Monarch deck with the synchros and using Ultimate Salkin. And Luke Delaney, quite a famous local player. Elliot Womack, Alistair Bowman, all these people who I recognise their names from the regional circuits. All the people up there. Bradley Haywood, he was our 4th place last year. Again, he's up there on table 12. Loads of really fantastic players up there. Lucas Watson, we saw him earlier. We interviewed him on the live stream earlier. He's going to the last round. Just loads of really good players.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what ends up coming up here for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We intend to have a deck breakdown for you guys tomorrow. We won't have it for you this evening. We have the top 64 tomorrow. Sorry, we're just getting some direction from our technical director.
So I think we're going to be right back.
All right, we're going to have a look. We've got a breakdown of the top 8 from the end of the final round, and we're going to be able to take a look at this.
Okay.
We'll have a quick look around the venue as well.
Okay, there we go. So we'll see them soon.
Yeah, we'll be right back if you're interested in seeing some stats.